Hey guys, Crypto Hustler 101, your guide to cryptocurrency, and today we're talking about EvolutionLand. This is a series about how to play EvolutionLand and what is Darwinian Network. This is part 3 on how to play EvolutionLand. So if you guys want to check out the website, evolution.land. If you guys, first thing, we're going to be downloading a Web3 wallet such as MetaMask. I have more details on the description below on how to install MetaMask. So we're going to proceed on playing EvolutionLand. So be sure to log into your Web3 wallet. So right now it's not connected. So we're going to go on game 2.0. I will talk about the difference between 2.0 and 1.0 on another segment. So we're going to go to Lantis, which is the Ethereum side. So we're going to log in. Okay, so it's going to show this right here. Go sign in. Share the sign in with your MetaMask wallet. Pick what wallet you would like to choose. Go to next and connect. Once you sign in, it will restart the page. So don't worry about that. Once it loads up, you'll be able to access your account. Don't mind the name. This was an early name I used. Okay, so I'm going to go check my stuff here. So these are going to be apostles on the market. These are your essential workers, and they're going to be very useful. I'll talk more about apostles in the future. I'm actually going to have to lower some of these settings here so I can see it. Okay, so here's the exit screen. So just depending on your screen size, you want to minimize some of the settings. So here I'm at 90%, so that's just preference. So if you go over here to the top left, it's going to show you my assets, my land, my apostles, my pets, history, channel records, my chest, invite, logout. I'm just going to kind of go through everything. So your my assets are just going to be kind of what's going on, your interface here. You can cross transfer ring. You can claim ring that you get from when purchasing lands. You receive 10% of your money back on top of what you put in if someone bids higher than you on lands. We'll talk more on land purchases on another segment. Here you can cross transfer your Katon. So you can cross transfer your Katon to the Byzantine, which is the Tron side. We're mostly focusing on the Atlantis side right now. I will be talking about the Byzantine side on another segment specifically. But everything that I'm talking about pertains to both sides, besides the cross transferring, which is slightly different, but it is pretty much the same thing. So here you drop down your TRC20 address, your Tron address. You just drop it in there, and then how much you want to send. Say you send 10. So there's going to be a transaction fee of 0.3 Katon. So if you're doing it for arbitraging, for Just Swap, or vice versa, doing it for Uniswap, there is going to be a penalty for transferring. So make sure it's worth your time. If you're just sending Katon for governance wise, which is holding Katon in your wallet, which you receive dividends through EvolutionLand, which we'll talk more on another segment as well. Okay, and so that's Katon. So there's Ku. Ku is the oxygen that is specific to each blockchain. That is very easily accessible and needed. It's similar to having, the most basic resource such as water or electricity on certain blockchain games, but it is easily accessible once the game is fully developed. At this time, you cannot receive any COO, so that is considered the oxygen in the game. So there's gold. Gold is a resource used, to add attributes to apostles, which are then used for mining. So if your apostle has a higher level of gold stat or status or attribute, then it can mine better and faster. So we'll talk more about resources and apostles and mining in another segment. Wood, same thing. Another resource, HHO, which is water, hydrogen, I would consider that, fire, and silicone, so sand, essentially. Okay, so those are the resources. We're going to go over here to my land. So it's going to show you the land that you have. I have various lands that are available. So if you go down here, you can't really see it. So it's going to give you an option for switching over to all the lands. I have a ton of land. And then when you go into manage, you can see you can claim your resources that you have mined. I've claimed a lot of the resources, so I'm going to be doing that here on another segment. I was going to do this on this specific version 2. I'm going to show you guys the differences between version 1 and 2, which they are working on. I did beta test version 2 when it first came out before public, and there were some things that were still wrong. You could see up here, the ring is overlapping where my name is. These are things I've mentioned to the devs. So, and you go to apostles. So this is going to show you your apostles. I'm not going to go far in detail about what to do with the apostles, but here they are. There's a set breeding. If you guys played CryptoKitties, there's different generations. This is the 10th generation, so I bred 0 generation, created 1, and then as you breed them, they become slower on breeding times. So that's just kind of the aspect of most blockchain games, is that once you breed, they degrade over time. So if you want to preserve your apostles, you don't want to breed them. There also is another aspect that isn't mentioned in the version 2, which is when you first breed them or use your apostles, it gives it a certain tax. I forgot, is it the harbinger tax? I'm not sure if that's going to be implemented in the future. It's basically your apostle degrades after a year and possibly dies unless you give it a certain potion, and the potion is based on the stature of your apostle. It is kind of vague. That was in the old the original white paper, so I will go through that more with you guys and talk more about that with version 1. So at this time I don't know, being that it doesn't say it right here. So anyways, you can see you can do different things. You can work, you can rent them out, you can breed them, you can rent out, date them, so you can sire them to others to create and breed other apostles. You can sell them and you can give them away, of course. And then there's another aspect. You could tame a pet. So this will tap into your CryptoKitties. So this is another aspect. If you guys are really wanting to attach your CryptoKitties, I'm sure there's going to be other NFTs to attach in the future. They have talked about it, but haven't seen anything implemented yet. But this is still being developed. So you can go ahead and attach your CryptoKitties. Like most of us early in the blockchain gaming, we were really big into CryptoKitties when it first came out, and so you have a bunch of CryptoKitties that you can attach to it, which does help the attributes on your talent. And also you see down here, here's the resource level enhancements. So I have a level 1 on HHO, which would help working on specific lands that have higher resources. So that's also another aspect I'm going to talk to you guys. So if you go over here, there's a brief description. It shows all the attributes. You can see different surroundings, eye color, features, whatnot, and it shows what parents that it previously that it came from. So you can see the genetic pool in some pre-existing attributes that may carry on. So that's something in the previous in 2019, when we were breeding for specific breeds of apostles that create similar to CryptoKitties. So if you guys know about CryptoKitties and breeding, that's another aspect, but I'll talk more about apostles specifically on another segment. So that's a little bit run through on that. I also want to take you guys back on the land. I just want to mention a couple things about resources. I will talk more about that in another segment on strategies and whatnot. So in the resources here, you can tell there's lower graded resources, and also you can see that there's a point of the. So when it first came out, there wasn't any point numbers, and the thing is with the resources on land is that it slowly degrades over time. I forgot what the ratio is. It's like 1/1,000,000th. It's a really low ratio, but that means over time it's going to be harder to mine resources on a certain land. I believe there's ways to prop up the resources higher back to its original, but I'm not sure. I did read that, I believe, in the white paper, but don't quote me completely on that. I haven't read the white paper in a while. But you can see where I specifically focusing on wood, because the wood resource is higher. So if you have apostles that are better at mining specifically wood, then they would mine it better and more efficiently if they had a higher level in wood. So that's kind of incentive. So you use every time you can attach between 5 and 15 wood to a specific apostle when you breed them, and there's a chance it could go between 1 and level 3 on that specific stat for wood level. But it's never for sure. But there is a strategy on breeding and leveling. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm pretty sure I remember everything. So I could also teach you guys that on another segment about strategies. So, and then also with the land, you can add descriptions. Like here I said the wood is now available on Uniswap, which just came out the other day, and URL for the Uniswap. So you can put in pictures and whatnot. Not on version 2. On version 1, you can put pictures on your specific land for promoting and advertising. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that here. So here you can see you could sell and gift your land and edit dApps. So you can attach a dApp to your land, which is very interesting, and I've never seen that on any other game. It is very specific, and it's has a lot of possibilities. So that's something on early development, that we're able to attach dApps onto our land, and then people can access it, and then we receive either dividends. People using our links and whatnot is very useful. So I've done this in the past, and it's very good for affiliate links. So we'll talk more about that in another segment about land specifically. So I just wanted to take you guys back and show you about resources. And then if you go over to my pets, this is going to be your crypto kitties, and obviously it says coming soon on other ones too. So you can see right here where it says tamed. That means this is attached to a specific apostle. So you can see here that it helps him, so it gives a better mood, a better agility, and better charisma. So this is important. And the bigger picture here, when you have certain talents, so I just want to say specific talents, we're going to say this is apostle resource levels and attributes. So that way you could say specifically, see where here, this is generation 0. So this is, I bought this man by himself before anyone, and he had multiple children. So you can see where he's catatonic, so his production level is very slow when it comes to processing other apostles, breeding wise. Anyways, so we're gonna go over here to some pets. That's crypto kitties or whatnot. History. So history is gonna show previous transactions. You can see where I was claiming resources. I'm also gonna make a segment with the land, which I'm gonna be claiming resources. So you guys see how to claim your resources. So I didn't claim all of them yet, just in case. That shows you guys the transaction hash, which land was what happened, and what date, 1106, so that is today. And then you can see previously, and you can load more. So you can see that was all the way here, and look how much ring. There was a lot of ring at the time. Obviously I don't have this much ring anymore because ring was really cheap last year. Obviously, I wish I saved a bunch of it, but that's okay. I do love playing Evolution Land, and I see the potential in this game, so that's what I'm focusing on here. Channel records. So channel records, I believe, is dividend payouts. So you can see dividend payouts through time. See, dividend payouts are pretty good, I believe, in the past. Yeah, in the past they're I think they're a lot better, but actually I think it was a lot better on it was a lot better on the Ethereum side. So Atlantis side. Okay, so my chest is new. This is Genesis chest. So it's very specific, and they're sold at a certain time. So who knows when they're going to be released? I have no idea. I did test out on the beta test that it was available, which I'll show you guys in the menu where it would be, but it's not. Okay, so that's my chest, and then you can do invites to your friends. You can send a copy URL, then invite people. So do so, please. No, it's a great game, honestly, and it has a lot of potential. So yeah, here's the market. I go back to this. Is the market for apostles. You can see how much they're selling for. 222. It's like someone's trying to outbid me, but that's okay. It's a fair market. And you go to land market too. The land market's going to be a little sparse. It says for sale. See how much for sale? Is it for sale? Yeah, for sale for, wow, this sold in 2018 for 200. That was extremely cheap. But that's Eve, so that's just not sure what's going on. So first sale, and then the resales. So you can see most property right now about 10,000 ring is pretty common. See, back in the day, 45,000 ring. So that wasn't that much, actually. 45,000 ring in 2018 was, you're probably looking at $10 or $20. Now 10,000 ring is like $200. Like, it's crazy how much prices changed. So that's the land market. See, if you go over here, this is activity. So this is where the chest is going to be. It's a special chest that gets released. I don't know when it's going to be released or if it's ever going to be released, but it's somewhere down the road. I don't have a lot of information. They didn't really tell me about it. No one's really talked about it. So this is just directly to me what I've seen as a tester, that there is a chest. So stay tuned. And then you go over here and you can switch lands. So you can go to the Byzantine side. We're not going to talk too much about the Byzantine side. Obviously, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just on Tron. So that's pretty much it here. So if you can see different land coordinates on the map, there is little separations between the road, which is different on version 1. So we'll have I'll do the next segment about the differences between 1 and 2. But yeah, if you go here in the middle, this is the special land that is either owned by Eve or there's specific people that own it. Maker, OTC Maker, I believe, who was it? There's some people that own land. Dojang was really big early on. I noticed he purchased a lot of land. Yeah, so here's me. I own some land right near too. So yeah, I was able to snag this for a decent price back in the day. Yeah, so Dojang owns a lot of stuff. And so yeah, you go here, see, you can click here and then you explore adapt. So you go into adapt. I don't know what the adapt does or what it is, but it doesn't work right now. In the future, we'll know more. And this is actually a specific land that I was trying to buy. Or it wasn't here, or maybe it was, I'm not sure which one it was. It was for about 100,000. Maybe that was it for Edward. I don't know. But there was a piece of land that I tried to buy at the time. It was just funny. I was short about 10,000 rings, so very unfortunate. But yeah, there still is land being sold for cheap, so keep an eye out. So you can see land is being purchased for pretty cheap. It's 11,500. Congratulations, land. So yeah, land it's being sold for about 10,000 rings, about average. This is the chat. So you can do the chat directly if you guys want to talk to people. You can ask questions. So what is this? Okay, so if you click here, it shows you the different, the mystical. So usually mystical. So scenery. Oh, scenery, and then mystical, purple, unknown, reserved, mine, on sale, first sale. So you can just see what colors of everything is. These are reserved. These are special. They're not as available for everyone. So if you ever see one of those, so there's one of them actually I was going to purchase myself. It was for 50,000 ring, which I was hesitant, and then eventually it sold. So it's unfortunate, but that's okay. So yeah, there's that, and then you see darker color map, richer resources in land. So you can see, where resources are specifically. Higher resources if you're looking for HHO or fire, or gold, or silicone or wood. Different regions are better for that. So as in for building, there's no building yet, but we will know more in the future. So this is part 3 of how to play Evolution Land. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Peace.